Friends, not to be too dark to start, but do you realize it'll be one day ourselves that won't make it to the new year? I know we know that this life is finite, but how is it so often we don't live in this light, live with the understanding daily that this gift of a life is all we have on this earth, and without it, much less matters. I'm just here to remind you that this life, time itself, passes regardless if you love your life or hate it. But why don't we live every day cultivating a reason to always love it? The hate comes across too easy. You see, friends, if you aren't happy, it can stem from passed down trauma that eats at our soul, but it also has a component that is truly within our control. So start there. New Year resolutions are often a person's start, and I get it, friends. It's a clean cut. It's a nice starting point. The first of the year. It's during this time we naturally often think about starting again or trying again, doing it again. But why is it that we continually fail? What it is that we know deep inside we desire to change, yet we fail to hold the line, and once again we fall into our poor habits and add to our list of missed accomplishments, further solidifying our limiting beliefs. It happens because it's always easiest to fall back into our comforts, fall back into our poor habits, which have become a baseline to our existence. All this, although we know, it makes us feel worse later on. Abraham Lincoln once said, "The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time." Wouldn't you agree, friends? You see, from my own personal experience, as humans, we are broken and we are flawed. We all have weaknesses, and so many at that. As a child, we are gifted our own, but then handed down many more from others' unresolved traumas, unresolved personal hindrances. There's a reason, if you look deep enough, as to why it is we are the way we are. And I want you to know right now, try your best to not blame yourself, because friend, it is not your fault. Many were never in your control to begin with. But today, right now, this moment will always be the best time to change. And by change, I just simply mean to grow. This is your starting point. Don't look for a better one, a better day, a better period in our life. No, friend, stop searching. Allow yourself the compassion to start here. When I first began this path, I had no idea I was on it. I first started with the weakness of my lack of emotional availability. I started there without even knowing it. And over time, I recognized the biggest hindrance in my life was the constant getting in my own way, allowing my own emotions to pour onto others without holding space for theirs. But it takes recognition, accountability, and all of that hurts. To see we are often part of any problem. It's not easy to admit and combat our ego. But once I slowly grew my emotional cup bigger and bigger over time and conquered that, I knew I could conquer the world by doing it through the work of conquering myself. This was my first step. And my second step was, since graduating nursing school, telling myself I would never go back to school. And now I found myself in a graduate master's program, more than halfway done now. You see, friends, it's these limiting beliefs we need to overcome, and it's often our own ego that prevents us from doing so. This is my reminder to you, however. Start today, regardless if it's the new year or not. You set the start date. Don't allow time to do it for you. Understand that we are flawed as we come, and because of that, growth is never lost. never lost.